touched on because of all that's been happening elsewhere. Alan, Scott Perry's coming back as the Knicks general manager.
Yes, and the Knicks it was today actually, was the date that they had to pick up an option. It was a mutual option on his contract. He could have picked up, the team could have picked up, and they had a decision to make. As Leon Rose is the new team president, was he going to keep Scott Perry, who he's had a long relationship with? He has worked with him many times before. So there was always that possibility that Scott Perry would stay with the franchise as the general manager. And because, you're in limbo right now with the NBA, it was probably the simplest thing to do is keep everything in place. Scott Perry and his staff have done all the work on the draft because, there's no combine right now. There was no March Madness, no NCAA tournament, no Eurobasket. So all the scouting had been done during the regular season. So with the draft and uncertainty about the future, at least for the upcoming off season, the best thing to do was to keep everything status quo in place. And like I said, Leon Rose has a working relationship with Scott Perry. So it was a very seamless thing for him to do as the new team president.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. And you make a lot of good points, Alan. This is a very crazy time that we're dealing with. So I think a little bit, as much continuity as you can keep, I think would be a good thing moving forward for the franchise and for the season. And, it's a notice to the players too. The players also got to, Scott Perry, he put together this roster, and these guys got to step up and they got to play for him. They got to, hopefully a year next year when we get back to basketball next year or whenever we start playing the game again, we all know Scott fairly well personally. We love him as a guy. He's been always very open and honest with us and a true professional. So, his job is to put together a winning team. And unfortunately that hasn't, it's been a struggle the last few years, but, sometimes you can find the right mix, you can find the right chemistry. And, that's what he's going to have to try to figure out this offseason. This is a big offseason. It's a big draft. And, you got a few parts in there, a few pieces that the Knicks can build around and move forward. But we'll see what he can do in this upcoming year.